What's up, guys? It's your boy Ace, and today we're going to be talking about a little mini scheme out of the Packers offensive playbook. Now, let me preface this. This is not a game-breaking scheme. It's not OP. It is a little one-dimensional, but it is good. So if you run the Packers playbook, I think it's also in the spread and the Titans playbooks. If you run any of those three or you have a custom playbook, this can be viable for you. Otherwise, more than likely not. So the two formations is going to be pistol, strong slot, open. The first thing we have to do here is we have to hit RB or R1 once we're on the screen so we can sub in a running back right here. All you do is hit A or X, and then you can kind of D-pad around and make sure you put another running back in. Reason that's important is the other formation is gun slot offset, and we do want to audible up to it. As for the custom audibles, let's go ahead and talk about those in pistol, strong slot, open, halfback dive, inside zone split, cross weak flood, PA slide. Custom audibles for gun slot offset are going to be under, halfback off tackle, shakes, RPO peak, zone bubble. And I do recommend having a mobile quarterback and then putting your coaching adjustments on conservative, or I guess your ball carrier setting on conservative. So when we do take off, we do not fumble with our quarterback. So the play we're going to come out in is fullback belly. We're going to come out in this every single time. Random play. Now, one thing I want to mention before I get into the full breakdown, I am having a Cyber Monday sale on the site. 50% off the first 100 ebooks, and that's going to go very quickly. So if you've had your eyes on a specific offense or defense on the site, get it quickly because it opens at 7 p.m. I don't anticipate these ebooks lasting more than an hour. So make sure you get that 50% off. It's a really good deal, and then it's going to go right back up to its full price. So like I said, acemadden.com and get in on the Cyber Monday sale. Okay, let's get into this game. So fullback dive, it's going to be an auto motion play. And I really like this because what you're going to see is almost like an inside zone out of a spread look. But I know it's not a spread look, but I'll explain in a second. So the strong side is the right side, and we can automatically run to the weak side, just like this. And you usually only have to beat one player, not counting the safety. So the reason I said it's almost like a spread look is because think about it, like ignore this guy back here. Let's go ahead and just look at Kyler. And it's almost like he's in a shotgun formation with 5 offensive linemen, right? Because this guy's going to motion out to the right. What that means is if they have 6 or less players in the box, you are likely going to have an advantage because this player is going to be over the slot receiver, which is on the strong side. So if they're in a nickel normal or something, well, you're going to have an advantage over here. It's going to basically be 3-on-3. So hopefully that made sense to you, but that's why I like to play. So right here, if you look, we have a safety in the box on the left, and we probably can't run this play because it would be a 4-on-3 advantage defense. So what I would like to do is run a different play. Let's go ahead and do halfback dive. Amazing shed by the defense. If they didn't get that shed, it would have been pretty ugly for them. Right here, we have the advantage. We can do fullback dive if we want to. And you're going to see sometimes what happens is your left guard will get to the second level. So right here again, we have a chance. Just getting really good sheds, even the cornerback shed. But you can see we do have the numbers. So right here, it's actually a 3-on-3, but the left guard likely can't get to the second level. So what that means is the center is probably going to take number 95, which is like over his right hip. The left guard will likely take the guy who's shaded over his left hip. And what's going to happen is the linebacker is likely going to make a play. So I'll show you. Well, they're just getting really good sheds. In fact, our left guard actually got up to the second level. I didn't expect that, but I just want to let you guys know that's what I see. So when I see a look like this, I hesitate a little bit because more than likely the linebacker can make a play. See what happens there? The center tries getting up to him, but he can't. So it's all about just recognizing fronts, really. Right here, it's a really good time to run halfback dive. And these are going to work better in game than practice mode. Sheds are just way too good in practice mode. Right here, I'd probably run it still. So right there. And sometimes you will get a run like that. don't expect it too often, but likely you are going to get a positive gain just because of the nature of the formation. Now, you can't go to the well too often on that because there's a tell, obviously, the motion. What they're going to start doing is they'll bring a safety down, they'll use her as a safety, and they'll just add an extra guy to the box that way. So you just can't keep doing that. You do have inside zone split. The only reason I would use this is if you're trying to change up your blocking scheme so your opponent just can't shoot your run. I think it takes a little long to develop, but like I said, it's a good change up. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it'll be really bad. As for everything else, I like this play, cross weak flood. The only setup I really recommend doing is out route A, curl RB, and curl X. This is going to be really good versus everything but cover 2. You'll see that we have our curls as a low ball, and we have this B route, which is like a post that turns into a spot route. So right here, that's going to be wide open. Just low ball that and aggressive catch it. You'll get that animation. I really like this setup a lot, actually. So right here, I can confidently throw this. And like I said, versus everything but cover 2, this setup will work really nicely. I don't think passing out of pistol and under center formations is very good. If your opponent's in like a mid blitz look, don't pass. Just run the ball. You're way better off doing that. So right here, you'll see I tried low balling B, but I just got hit too quickly. This is good against people who, like to play shed D, and you can just kind of be comfortable back there. A flat zone defender is going to go with the running back, unless it's like I said, a cover 2. This other play, the only difference really is there's a different depth from the slot receiver, and basically what happens with B is he keeps running, almost like a post. Now it's a weird post, but it is a post. I don't like this play too much because the blocking scheme is actually really bad. What you'll notice is sometimes the offensive linemen give up super wins. So use this play at your discretion. I would probably block an extra guy, but I don't use that too much. It's really fullback, belly, halfback dive, inside zone split, and cross weak flood. And you can get creative on your own on what you like with this play. I just think this is really good because it beats literally everything but cover 2. I tried getting it to be there. I just got hit. All right, so we've kind of given a pretty good breakdown of this formation. Let's talk about gun slot offset. So I actually like gun slot offset a lot because of RPO peak zone bubble. So I'm going to show you something kind of cool. When you audible to this formation, you can just spam A or X, and you'll get a quick snap like this. And I'll show you what's going on here. Now, that's only for the RPO zone peak bubble, but that's going to be our main play we use here. The reason this play is so good is the first time you run it, your opponent's probably going to run with this running back. It's just muscle memory. You see this auto motion, and you feel like your assignment as a linebacker is to go and take that running back. So what that means is you're going to have an advantage in the box, either with your running back or your quarterback. So you can either hand it off or you can run with your quarterback. So it just happens so quickly. I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and throw it to the running back. Maybe establish that first. Unfortunately, our wide receiver on the outside decided he didn't want to do jack shit, but that's okay. So right here, I'll show you can just take off with your quarterback sometimes. Usually it's going to be a little bit better of a game than that. You do have to read the defense a little bit. You can't just predetermine that you are going to run with your quarterback. I was just kind of trying to show it off a little bit, but you'll see right here, boom. And just make sure you're on conservative. The reason it's just so good is because, like I said, they'll run with the running back at least the first couple times, especially the first time, and you'll have that number in the box. So just like that. And your running back does become a lead blocker, so that's pretty cool. So I'll show you. Let's go ahead and actually run it properly. I'd probably take off my quarterback more likely than not here, just based on the look that I was getting. Because if I hand it off to the running back, they did have a +1 advantage there. So right here, I'll just hand it off to my running back. And they're just getting really good sheds. Plus my stick's not very good. You can also do off tackle. And that's going to be really good if they have ends that are pinched. I don't really like it versus ends that are so far out, because they set a good edge and you're just going to get funneled back inside. I mean, it worked out there, but I just don't recommend it versus a super wide edge. So like right here, I'd say it's perfectly fine. In fact, this could be a really big gain if we get proper blocking. Well, we don't, because our wide receivers just give up on us. So right here, perfect time for the fullback dive or fullback belly, whatever you want to call it. We did have the numbers, so I'm totally cool with that happening. It's not going to happen every single time. Sometimes you will get really good. Their sheds are just ridiculous. We can't hold a block worth a damn right now. Right here, boom. Yeah, this is pretty bad, but it is nice because you can attack all the different gaps, and you can just. The reason it's good is you can almost always have a +1 advantage if you know what you're doing. So let me explain that real quick before I kind of end the video, because I don't want to just keep running into the defense basically, because they're just getting really good sheds. So let me briefly explain this. The reason you get a +1 everywhere is because you can attack every gap, weak and strong side. Okay, so how do you do that? Right here, we'll be attacking the weak side. And what that means is we can attack either the A, B, or C gap on the weak side. And if you know what you're doing when it comes to counting, you'll know that right now it's a 3-on-3. We can't count the linebacker with the M over his head because he's not on the right side of the center. Or I guess depends on how you look at it. He's on the right side of the center for us. But yeah. So right here, I would run this and feel good about running it. And the player that would have to make the play more often than not, if the blocking is correct, is the safety. And I'm cool with that. So right here, I'm probably going to run either RPO peak zone bubble or off tackle. Let's go ahead and do this one. And you get a +1 advantage if the user runs with the motion. Right here, the safety comes down. You do not want to run fullback dive or belly, whatever you want to call it. It's more like a belly. You can't run to that side. They have a +1. But if you just go to off tackle, now we have a +1 going to the right. It's that simple. So I'll keep showing you how to get a +1. If you don't want to keep watching me doing this, that's totally fine. I think I've made my point, but I just want to have a few more examples. Right here, I wouldn't run the fullback dive because the way the safety's playing over there, I would run RPO peak zone bubble. Just a really good shed. Just an auto shed. Maybe if you have a better offensive line than the Cardinals, you'll be fine, but right here, we do have the numbers. And we're just not getting any push. We're not holding blocks. I've already said that a million times, but I don't need to keep going into it. I think you guys get the point. Any questions regarding what I'm looking at? If you guys want me to break down something more specific, I can totally do that. I can answer any questions. I usually respond to most people. But that's going to be it. I know it's not, game breaking. I can't post a game breaking video every single time I post on here. But I think it's something that's kind of unique and fun. I haven't seen it done. And I just kind of like the way the audible is. I mean, it just looks good. I mean, it happens really quickly, and you can usually make something happen. And it's a little gimmicky, but you can use gimmicky plays a few times a game. So that's going to be it for the video. If you liked it, drop a like, subscribe for more Madden 21 content, Make sure you get in on that Cyber Monday sale, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, see you guys later.